Hey guys, it's Julie. I just wanted to do a quick follow-up vlog from my last blog that I'm currently trying to upload right now, which was about the mulattoes. This one's about some pet peeves I get when we're talking about racial issues. One of those things is equality. The whole assumption that everyone's equal, that all races are equal. In a perfect world, we're all equal. It's not. It would be nice to think that we were all equal, but the reality of it is there's no such thing as equality. Not when it comes to gender, not when it comes to your race, nothing. We all were born to, like I said before, I don't know how many times before, but I know I've said it before, that each person's born with different amount of opportunities in life. So to say that the next door neighbor is equal to you, and you know people play favorites. We know people will not hire people for their race. We know people base things on stereotypes on your outer appearance and stuff like that. So the notion about equality, it's kind of marginalizing those who have to work to rise above that. So it'd be nice if we could make each other believe we were all equal, but it's not going to happen. So we need to accept the fact that no one's equal. No one's got the same opportunities. No one's got equal opportunities as one another. Some people get better educations. Some people got more money, so I feel like people say it just so they can marginalize those who truly worked hard to rise above everything that was working against them. My next my next pet peeve is the whole racism is over bit. I can't stand it when people say racism is over. When you're talking about your racial experience, you're like, oh my god, people, racism's over. We just elected our first black president. It's like, obviously incidents like the Holocaust prove otherwise, that racism is in fact not over. So I wish people would stop saying racism's over. Saying it's over is not going to make it, it's not going to stop it. It's just shoving it all under the rug, and eventually it's going to get out of hand. So you need to address it instead of pretending it's over. My next pet peeve is people telling you what you can and can't be offended by. I know I did a whole vlog based on this, but I just have to say it again. It gets on my nerves when someone tells you that you should be offended by this. You can't be offended by that. If you aren't my race, then you can't tell me what should be offended to my race. So, like nigger. You can't tell, you a white person cannot tell me what's offensive, if nigger is offensive or not. You can't tell me, like I said, if it's but it applies to black people. A white person can't tell black people what's racist and what's not racist to black people, just like black people can't do the same towards them. I wish people would stop trying to declare what's racist, what's not racist, because you know what, you don't understand because you're not part of that race. You can't understand at all what's racist to that race. Next pet peeve is the whole we are all mixed notion. This is the basis for this blog, because that's what I kind of ended it on that note without really finishing it, because it just kind of started rushing at the end of my last vlog. And one of those things is the whole we are all mixed. I cannot stand it when people, especially black people, are bad about doing this. Whenever you're talking about biracial issues, some black person comes around saying, it doesn't matter, we are all mixed. It's like, okay, yeah, but I'm 50-50. You're what? Maybe 80%, 20%, 90% probably. I don't know. You're not mixed to the point that you could say you have one. I hate it when you're talking about mixed people's issues and someone tries to downplay it by stating we're all mixed. You know what? You may be mixed, but not mixed like me. You're not mixed enough that you can claim being mixed. I have Indian in me, but I can't claim it because I know it was such a long time ago, and it's the same thing with black people. They were mixed such a long time ago that you cannot claim being mixed. Just like white people don't claim to have black in them, and then when they do, they sound like idiots, honestly. So I can't stand it when people say we're all mixed, because you're downplaying what's really going on. It just sounds like a cheap way for certain people to just, I had said in my last vlog about some black people do it because they feel like some mixed people are held higher above. When the reality is we're treated just as bad as you guys are. This whole notion that we have it better is actually false. And I feel like they do it because they just want to, I think it's their way of bringing mixed people down a peg. I don't know. I mean, there is a color war going on in the black race, light skin versus blacks. So light skin blacks versus dark skin blacks. Yeah. So I guess it's their way of trying to bring you down a peg or something. I don't know. I just think it's annoying when people say we're all mixed. It's like, so what? That's not answering my question. And then my last pet peeve, which really, really irks me, is when you're telling about your racial experience. If I was talking about white people who are being racist to me, all of a sudden some white person comes in being like, well, I know how you feel, these black people, blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, where's black people coming to this? I'm talking about white people. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about my experience, not your experience. I hate it. This is actually with anything, not just with race. It's really annoying when you're talking about something you went through and people turn it to being about them. It's like, I don't care about your racial experiences. I don't care if anyone say anything racist to you, because you know what? That has something to do with my story. If I'm talking about white people racist, I don't care to hear about black racists. Like hell, I mean, that has nothing to do with my story. That actually makes me think that maybe you're one of those white racists because you tried to turn around to being about another race instead of focusing on the fact that the crimes that your race is doing. And, you know, people are bad about doing this on other topics, too, you know, where you're talking about your experience on so there's always somebody trying to turn it into being about them. And you just want to turn around and be like, excuse me, but I'm talking about me. I don't care about you and your experiences or your opinions. I'm talking about this. If you don't want to hear about it, then get lost, because I don't care about your experiences. I mean, if I did, I would have asked for your opinion on the issue. Right now I'm talking about me. I don't want to know about your racial experience, because your racial experience isn't the same as mine. Black people being racist is not the same as white people being racist, because white people have more power than black people. And, well, it depends on the kind of white racist. I mean, most white people the kind of racist thing is different. So, I really don't want to know about someone else's experiences unless I ask for another person's experience. Because if I don't ask for it, then I don't want to know. I can say on my profile, if I wanted a person's opinion on something, I'd ask for it. So there. Those are my racial pet peeves. I just had to get it out because I kind of left the last vlog on a sour note. So, yeah. Goodbye. Now I'm going to go look for some YouTube videos of music videos and trailers.